Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you the top 5 places in Nova Scotia that I would live. And I currently live in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. And lived in Nova Scotia my entire life. I have lived in the New Brunswick border near Amherst. I've lived in Halifax. I've lived in Cape Breton. And I've lived in New Glasgow. So there's this nice sort of triangular shape here, or it's more like a square, like a parallelogram, I guess you might call it. And so the 5 places that I would go, the first one would be New Glasgow, actually the place where I live right now. New Glasgow is very quiet. It's very homely. There's um, there's lots of nice people, and it's basically like a very post modern. Everyone just goes about their own business, allowing everyone else to do what they want. And there's a lot of immigrants now from India, but they're all very nice, and everyone gets along pretty well. There's a hockey team, the Crushers, the Weak Crushers, and they play in the MHL, and it's a very good some music festivals, the Jubilee. There's lots of things to do in Glasgow. Um, it can get a tad boring. There's like quite an older population, but it's not as bad as its neighboring Pictou, for example. And there's lots of excursions you can go out to, lookout points and places where there's community softball being played, and there's all kinds of little clubs you can join if you once you get to know people. And it's about 45 minutes from Antigonish, and it's about 45 minutes to Truro, and it's about an hour and 45 minutes to Halifax. And it's quite a nice position. It's right off the Northumberland Strait. You can go sailing. You could get a boat and put it in the uh, the river here, the East River, and you could sail from there all the way up to Cape Breton or wherever you want to go. Go to PEI. It's very close to the ferry. It's about 20 minutes to the ferry. About half an hour to the ferry. And so yeah, it's connected to a lot of places, but yeah, it's very isolated feeling, and it's it's a town that very safe. Um, it got some bad publicity. There's been some knife attacks, but that was about 20 or about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and it's really cleaned up its act, and it's not. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some like really good things to say about it. It's got a good school system. It's got um, it's got a couple of good museums. Its mall is sort of degraded, but it's got a bus system now, so that's really nice. And it's looking to stay, I think, and looking to expand. So yeah, I think it's viable for a family or for an individual to move here. So the next place in Nova Scotia that I'd like to show you is let's see if I can get a good map here. So New Glasgow is right in here, and I would say Truro is the next spot I would live in, and it's right in here, the Coquitlam bay here, and it's got some very nice walks. First of all, that I would take all the time, and these walks go all the way out to this coast, and they go all the way up here to Joggins archaeology and places that really interesting archaeologies and really interesting places that just stop by if you had like a camper or you were just on the road with your car. And I'd say like Truro as a place to live is very wide open, and there's nice recreational facilities now. I'm not sure if there's a bus system, but you'd probably just get a car because it's kind of a wide open city or wide open town. Um, there's a pretty good mall, better mall than New Glasgow. Um, there's it's there's some good universities. There's the NSCC. There's NSCC. There's also an NSCC in New Glasgow, by the way, but there's an NSCC in Truro, and there's an NSAC, which where it's called. It used to be called the Nova Scotia Agricultural College. Now it's just part of Dalhousie. But the agricultural college is excellent in training you for all kinds of agricultural and engineering, and it's quite a facility. It's quite a nice university. Um, Pretty good, and so that would be number of reasons to live in Truro. Truro also is it has a nice hospital, although the waiting times are pretty bad. Um, and I mean, Truro is it's in the central hub of Nova Scotia, so it's going to be it's very close to Halifax Airport, and it's close to the valley, and it's close to New Glasgow. So it's really in the main. That's what it's called. It's called the hub town of Nova Scotia, so that's why it's called the hub. And so moving on now to say the Annapolis Valley here. Any town I think in the Annapolis Valley would be a great spot to live, especially like Wolfville or Annapolis Royal. Those are really good towns. Annapolis or Wolfville is home to Acadia University, which is a pretty fantastic university. And it's just like it's quite an agriculturally rich area of Nova Scotia, traditionally and historically and currently. And if you wanted to start a garden in your garden, I think the soils are a lot richer in this area. Um, and I mean, there's all kinds of bookstores and nifty little stores down here. Nice place to just go and visit. But if you were living there, the prices might go a little higher um, over time because there is a lot of attraction to that place. Um, Now let's go down way down here to Shelburne, which is like quite an isolated spot of Nova Scotia. Just really nice views of the ocean down here, and really nice uh, lifestyle. There's not a lot of industry, um, so it'll be a place if you were almost retiring or something. But it's like very extremely nice down there. It's probably an hour and a half to Halifax, or maybe 2 hours to Halifax, so it's pretty far away to any major city, but it's still pretty nice. And let's go up to Marguerite Shetty Camp area in in Cape Breton, and it's very isolated, but it's got a beautiful protected river and really good soil, and I mean it's pretty good in the valleys for farming, and oh yeah, so there's not a lot of industry, but there's if you want to retire, this would be a great spot to go. So I think that's four. And my final pick would be um, I think Lunenburg would be kind of neat to live because it's sort of a historical city with model ships and houses that are fashioned in architectural styles of the German population there from the way back, I think, 19th century or so. So yeah, that and there's lots of festivals that go down here, and you're close to Halifax, so you can do a lot of different um, excursions. And yeah, you're kind of off the main Atlantic seaboard here, so you're kind of isolated. But it's not you don't feel isolated. I think you feel at home. Anyway, so that's my top five. I'll say it again: New Glasgow, Truro, Shelburne, Margaree, and Lunenburg. Thanks for watching. Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you the top five places in Nova Scotia that I would live. And I currently live in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia.